Listening to The Sports Nuts.
And good morning and welcome to another edition of the Saturday Sports Show. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ralph Williams. I am the host of the Saturday Sports Show. And let me talk to you. And what do you want to talk about today? Well, we have a lot to talk about today. Plenty, in fact, to talk about as well today. We are broadcasting live, or we will be broadcasting today on KFCE Radio in Terrell, Texas, and we will also be broadcasting live on the Hawaiian Sports Network and TigerNation.com, several other radio entities, and also we will be broadcasting across the country and around the world, different Africa, Russia, different countries, Australia, and several other of our 12 different countries across the pond as well. All right, we have our co-host with us today. We'll start off with Leo Haggerty. Leo, welcome to the program from Amped Up Sports. Leo, tell everybody about yourself and how they can get a hold of you and what you're up to.
Well, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, Amped Up Sports. We are all sports, only sports. That's us.
All right. No, I'm not talking about Epstein.
No. Unless the only way we're talking about Epstein is if he's the middle linebacker for one of those.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah, there you go. All right, Pensman Sports. How are you, Pensman? How's your cold doing and how you feeling? And good morning, and tell everybody they can get a hold of you and what you're up to.
I'm doing all right. I'm covering the Winter Olympics in hockey. Just let everybody know that. Just tune in to my channel at Pensman Sports, and you'll see a bunch of women's hockey right now. And I'm telling you right now, this is very, very competitive. Anybody that wants to make fun of women hockey, they're going to cross-check you hard. So show respect to these women out here. They're putting everything on the line. So I'm covering everything. So if you want to know what's going on, tune into my channel. So. And you can find me on all social media platforms as well.
All right. Also, don't forget to tune in to everyone's social media platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, and all of our other platforms that we participate in as well, because we put out some great content, as well as Amped Up Sports. Leo and the gang there, they put up some great content. Peter Blake is a friend of the Sports Nuts Network. All right, Brian Pettit, welcome to the show. Tell everybody they can get a hold of you. Good morning.
You can find me on multiple platforms under Tiger Stripes Media. And then I'm covering the race next weekend, and also I'm going to do a reaction to the Super Bowl tomorrow with a preview in front of it. So I'll be previewing that game and also I'll be covering the NASCAR races next weekend.
All righty. All right. We're going to get started here with our show. We are broadcasting live on the Sports Nuts Network, Facebook, YouTube, and we're also on Twitter X and also on Pensman and Tiger Stripes Media's outlets as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Before we start, can I have a second to make an apology?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm going to apologize to the Hall of Fame voters. I mean, I vilified them last week, but if here was their choice, Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, or Roger Craig, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm voting for Roger Craig because I believe it's the Jimmies and Joes and not the X's and O's. The owner creates the team. The coach calls the plays, but the player has to execute. So if that was their choice, they need to change that format at the Hall of Fame. There's no way Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, and Roger Craig should be on the same ballot. It should be 3 separate ballots. So I'm apologizing to Ira Kaufman, who's our voter, as well as the rest of them.
All right. So let's get started. We're going to talk about the Hall of Fame anyway. The following folks are getting in: Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, who missed a key field goal, and Roger Craig. All right, guys, 5 people are getting into the Hall of Fame. These are the 5 candidates. I'm glad Larry Fitzgerald's getting in. Of course, he's a Pitt alum and also played for the Cardinals. And it was sad that he couldn't get a Super Bowl or anything before he got out of the out of football. Start with you, Pensman. Go ahead. Your thoughts on the Hall of Fame and who should have been added? Do you think?
Heath Miller should have been added. Hines Ward should have been added on to it.
L.C. Greenwood.
So,
yeah, you know, I can name you a ton of Steelers that should have been on this list already.
Yeah, they should.
You know
Heath Miller. I don't care what fan you are of football. What Heath Miller did for the Pittsburgh Steelers, not very many tight ends do what Heath Miller did. Gronkowski did, of course. Gonzalez did, of course, but there's so many tight ends that are under the radar that is a key position. But Vinatieri, he got in because of all the game-winning field goals. I said this last night at the Sports Nut show. Drew Brees should have gotten in, but he said that that's obviously because of the Super Bowl. If he had a better defense, he probably would have had 2 or 3 Super Bowls. But Drew Brees is well-deserved. Vinatieri's well-deserved. Roger, that was well-deserved. Everybody that got in, I agree with it. I'm just ready for next year's, too. I'm excited about next year's.
All right, guys. Also, Pensman's my monitor, so those of you who want to put comments in here, make sure it's with the topic at hand. I don't want to hear about anything else. All right. Okay. Well, Brian Pettit, go ahead. Hall of Fame. Your thoughts on the folks getting in and who you think should have got in?
I mean, I like what they did this year. I mean, I like Kuechly to be in there. Kind of a, you know, he's had a rough time. You know, when he was in there, he could have long lived his career more and more. I just hate that he retired. But I mean, everybody's respectable that plays in the NFL as long as you don't get in trouble a lot. You know, that's how I see about the Hall of Fame. You got to play good, and you got to have stats. It's not about winning the Super Bowl. It's got to be about more your stats than anything else, and how you product yourself.
Statistics, character. I can name you a few things that you know.
Just character all the way around. So I mean, that's how you get in the Hall of Fame, and you don't have to win the Super Bowl. You don't have to do that. But and then it's another thing too. And I heard this from a player this week. You don't have to have this he was talking about, you know, the Pro Bowl no more, you know, the Pro Bowl. You don't really have to go to the Pro Bowl because it really doesn't stand for anything, because what he was saying is you got to like reserves, you know, now your Pro Bowl reserve, you know, you gotta have certain type of thing initiation with your name and everything. So that's how I put it though, you know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, Leo Haggerty, your thoughts. I know you had already spoken a little bit, but go ahead.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly is a no-brainer to me. Should have went in last year.
Right.
We got to see him twice a year at Carolina, and the Bucks would rave about Kuechly would call the play before it was snapped at least 50% of the time, at least. Now, I'm going to disagree with you guys a little bit because not making the Super Bowl only applies to players not under center. If you're I'm going to tell you right now, Joe Burrow, if he doesn't win a Super Bowl, is going to have a problem getting in.
Yeah, as of right now, because Jim Kelly and Dan Marino got in, they didn't win Super Bowls.
Yeah, but the problem is, look at the class he's playing with. You got Joe Burrow, who hasn't won one. You've got
He made an appearance,
Lamar
though.
Jackson that hasn't won one. And now you got guys like Mahomes and Hurts who have won. You're going to have Eli Manning.
Hold on, Leo. He has got in, though. Lamar hasn't.
But he hasn't won one.
He hasn't won a
but
Super
Lamar,
Bowl. Right.
yeah, but Lamar hasn't even gotten close to it.
No.
Yeah. But the sad thing is that's how quarterbacks are judged. It shouldn't be, but that's how they're judged. And that's the problem you have right now. Eli Manning's got two of them. And I think he may be the only one that has two that isn't in. So that's the problem. And this is the ultimate team game. I mean, think about this. Does Drew Brees get in without one? That's going to be a tough call.
How about Phillip Rivers? Does he get in without?
Yeah. And again, wide receivers, fine. Linemen, fine. Quarterbacks, it's got to be part of the resume, and that's a shame. But I agree with everything. I mean, nobody realizes, but Roger Craig was the first 1,000-yard back catching and rushing. That's huge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Happened,
All right.
3 times.
Right. Okay, go ahead, Brian.
I was going to ask you, we just had a kicker to go. What's his name? The kicker that went in this year?
Adam Vinatieri.
When are we going to see a next one come after him? When are they going to, he's going to know another one that's going to be a kicker or a punter? When we're going to have a punter, to actually get into the Hall of Fame,
Yeah, Ray Guy, I think, is the last punter that I remember that actually got in.
Yeah,
I want to see Pat McAfee get in the Hall of Fame, even though he didn't do much.
Yeah. No,
you
know what? You know what? He'll get in the Hall of Fame, Pensman, for popularity. That's the only reason he'll get in, for popularity. So. But anyway, all right, Hall of Fame here. I want to show you guys something here. This list came out. This is the projected list for next year as to who could get in here. And let me highlight this a little bit better. There we go. All right, here it is. First time eligibility of Pro Bowl Hall of Fame class of 2000. This is Adam Schefter, Rob Gronkowski, Ben Roethlisberger, Adrian Peterson, Richard Sherman, Cam Newton, Antonio Brown, Alex Mack, let's see, Andre Whitworth, Eric Weidel, Gerald McCoy, Le'Veon Bell. Come on, people. For real? All right. Anyway, Joe Hayden, Malcolm Jenkins, Brandon Brooks. Let's see, Dante Hightower. And see, there's another one that won a Super Bowl that probably could get into the Hall of Fame. And Ryan Carrington. Okay, guys, there you are. That is the list for next year that's projected from Adam Schefter. All right, Elio, start with you. Go ahead.
Good luck if you're a voter, because you got some carryovers from this year. You're going to throw Belichick and Kraft in there. You better come up with a different voting system before this. But trying to pick 5 is really tough. I mean, you're looking at those guys, and the hardest thing to determine is the guy a Hall of Famer or is he a Hall of very, very good? And there's a difference. There's some guys in there that, and I'll tell you who is in there that everybody's going to go, why? And that's Gerald McCoy. Ron Jaworski swears that Gerald McCoy was the best defensive tackle in the NFL, but because he played for the Bucks with nobody around him, he was getting double and triple teamed every single play. And I mean, I saw that on film. There was nobody there. But because of that, he's probably not going to get in because nobody knows. He's like, oh, you played on a losing team. That's a problem. But again, this is going to be another fun conversation next year. Because guess what? Eli Manning's still in the conversation.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm hearing Ben Roethlisberger possibly too, as you saw there on that list that Schefter put out. Okay, Brian Pettit, go ahead. Your thoughts on that 27 list possibly for next year by Adam Schefter. Go ahead.
The list. I mean, you can see the top. You could see the top 5 right there. But if I was a voter, I wouldn't know where to begin, how to begin it. You know, you got so many names on there that you kind of think about. You know, of do I really want them in there? Because it's a vote. You know, I wish they could actually do a fan vote just to see what people actually say. Just put it out there, see what people actually say, and then you vote on that. You know, that'd be an easy way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But like we said.
You know what, Brian?
Yeah.
That's happened. Anybody can nominate someone. A fan can actually send a letter to the Hall of Fame saying, I'm nominating Mike Allstott. I'm nominating Lorenzo Neal. They'll go on the initial ballot.
Yeah.
They're there. So you can't, the fans, send that in.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, go ahead, Pensman. Your thoughts. Go ahead on that list.
Like Brian said, the top 5, you got Grunk, you got Ben, you got everybody up there, but Ben will get on there because of all what he did in Pittsburgh. After Maddox went down, it was Ben's show. It's kind of like Brady with whatever his name was. I can't think of his right now. But after that's it. After Ben,
in New England, right?
Yeah, with that. After Ben went in, it was all history was made. But the one that should be in is McCoy. McCoy should be in there because of what he did for Tampa Bay. So that's my take on that. So, but Brown, he shouldn't be involved in there. Brown shouldn't do it. Bell shouldn't be involved. Bell and Brown didn't do much. Yeah, he was part of the killer bee. He was part of the killer bees in Pittsburgh, but he didn't do much.
They didn't go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And when the playoffs came around, they either were hurt or they laid an egg. So
and plus Brown only had 1 or 2 touchdowns in the playoffs. That doesn't really mean anything.
Exactly. Yes.
So. All
right, guys, let's move on here a little bit. We already talked about the Hall of Fame. My thoughts are I do believe Hines Ward should be in it. L.C. Greenwood from the Steelers. Andy Russell's not in it yet. There's a lot of guys that are on the Steelers that actually performed during the 4 Super Bowl era in the 70s that aren't on this list yet. And that's actually a crime a little bit. And the Steelers should open up their own wing in there because what's happening is they I think we probably have the most Hall of Famers or could have the most. All right, breaking news here. North Dakota State is officially joining the Mountain West Conference. Thank you, Brandon Keeler, for that. That's great to hear. They're a good football team. And, a lot of these teams like that are moving up. They have great teams in Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota. All them teams in that little division there have some great talent. Although Trey Lance bombed out a little bit, but he's still got in the draft. Mason McCormick, who plays for the Steelers on the offensive line, he's from one of them schools there, Montana or North Dakota or whatever, and all that plays in that area there. So it's good to hear that they're moving up and getting in there as well. Sacramento State, look at this, has been offered the MAC and the Mountain West Conference. Okay, Sacramento State is a good football team. I'm glad that those guys or those teams are moving up in the world, and that's good. That is good news right there. Okay, Hall of Fame. We already talked about that there. There's the picture of the Hall of Fame class right there. Adam Vinatieri.
Hey, Ralph.
Luke Kuechly. Yes, go ahead.
I added this last night on the Sports Nuts show last night. If Troy Polamalu didn't grab Larry Fitzgerald by the hair and yank him down, do you think the St. Louis Cardinals would have won that Super Bowl?
They might have. Arizona might have won that game. That was a close game. There were a lot of mistakes made, but also there were a lot of good plays that were made. The Steelers, outsmarted them a little bit with a couple things. Got lucky.
Right.
What have I always said? It's better to be lucky than good.
Hey,
You know,
Pensman, I'll take that to another level. If somebody
go
could
ahead.
have ran down the guy before he went 101 yards with a pass
Yeah.
interception, as the clock ran out in the first half, the Cardinals definitely win.
Oh yeah, because James Harrison, man, that was the longest run on a defensive interception. Speaking of Pro Bowl, I got a trivia question for everybody.
Yes. We mean Arizona. Yes, we know. We mean Arizona.
All right. I have a trivia question for everybody. Speaking of Pro Bowl, who is the winningest Pro Bowl coach in the NFL? Or well, he's not a coach anymore, but has retired. Who is the winningest coach in the Pro Bowl?
I got the answer. You ready?
Go ahead.
Who cares?
No, I care. You know why I care, Leo? Because I'll tell you who the answer is. It is Bill Cowher. It is Bill Cowher. Yeah, very good. Yeah. It is Bill Cowher. Most wins of any head coach in the Pro Bowl. So there you go. Right.
That's like telling you who lost the most Super Bowls.
Bulls, right? Yeah.
Sportsnet says Brian Billick.
Yeah, Brian Billick. Yeah. Brian Billick. I like that one. That's a good one there.
What's comical about that is I think Belichick not only has won the most, he's also lost the most.
Lost the most, yeah. He lost. I think he lost what, 5?
Well, I know he lost 3.
Yeah, I thought he lost 5.
I don't know.
Someone said he lost 5.
If Deion Sanders keeps going, he might be able to also.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
He's always coached the Pro Bowl. Sure, it means nothing. Sure, I'll coach.
All right, NFL wise here, I have a list here. Hold on, if I can find that list. I had it up and it's gone. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, wide receiver NFL rankings for this year's draft. All right. Now,
here we go.
We all know the Steelers need a wide receiver, and some other teams need wide receivers. Take a look at this list. Think what you let me know what you think. Second, first round. One name here. This Denzel Boston has been linked to the Steelers. Also, let me see that kid from Louisville as well has also been. And
I see my boys on there that everybody's sleeping on.
Who's that?
Le'Veon.
Yeah, there you go. Miguel Lemon. Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right, guys. Your thoughts on this list here, these wide receivers. We're going to go into different positions as the draft approaches. Leo, go ahead.
The first thing I'm looking for is the tallest guy. The second thing I'm looking for is the fastest guy. And I'm going to make it real simple. 1 point for the tallest, 2 points for the second one, 1 point for the fastest, and the lowest number I'm drafting. Because what's the 2 things you can't coach, guys? Size, speed.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And jump balls.
And the 50-50 too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to thank Brandon Keeler for participating in the show today via the comments section. Don't forget Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have the Sports Nut Show. I'll be hosting a few of these shows coming up real soon. So I just want to let everyone know about that as well.
Casey's going to be really good at a slot for whoever gets him first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, next. Speaking of NFL news, Cliff Kingsbury is now the offensive coordinator with the Los Angeles Rams. There was rumors of him coming to Pittsburgh with a connection with Mike McCarthy, but that didn't happen. He goes to the Los Angeles Rams. He sat out there for a little while, Cliff Kingsbury. He had his one-year wonder with Jalen Daniels, and then got fired. So we'll see how he does down in L.A. Sean McVay won't take his job either, so he'll be gone. But we'll see what happens there. Las Vegas Raiders still don't have their head coach. Rumor has it it's going to be Clint Kingsbury. Or I'm sorry, Kubiak. I'm sorry. Wow, I got too many K's in my world here right now. Clint Kubiak. Guys, what do you think about the Raiders with Clint Kubiak? They waited all this time. Do you think it's foolish, or do you think that they just wanted to wait for the man they have? Leo, go.
Oh, they're waiting for the man they have. Absolutely. Yeah. And again, this was probably decided 3-4 weeks ago. This is our guy. We're going to wait till he comes out because – let's be honest. If the Raiders win 6 or 7 games next year, it's a great improvement. You can't just go and turn it around. There's a lot of things, and there's more holes out there than Swiss cheese. That's not just the quarterback, but they got to get a line to protect him. That's the first thing, the most foremost thing is, okay, draft Mendoza, then find some big old bodies to protect him.
Okay. Now, hang on a minute. I got to answer something from my bank here real quick. All right, there we go.
Yeah, I'll take it,
Right.
Ralph.
Leo,
yeah,
I sent you $1. All right.
By the way, Leo, I agree with you about the Raiders. They need an offensive line because if you get Mendoza back there, he's going to get hurt and he's not going to last long in the NFL because he'll have a lot of injuries. And you got to think about concussions now, of how many concussions that he'll have if they don't fix the line. That's the biggest thing about the Raiders. That's what I see about it. So they need
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, Pensman, your thoughts on the Raiders here with this, and then we're going to move on here. Go ahead, Pensman.
I think it's just a gamble. Like, okay, everybody else is taking, might as well take them. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're.
Hey, maybe it'll help Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. Kenny and Cliff will probably be fighting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's get into UFL. Getting ready to start up in the next month or so. Here's the list of coaches that are going to be in the UFL here. Not a bad little lineup. And, I saw that here we go, that A.J. McCarron took the Birmingham job. Skip Holtz is going to stay with Northwestern. He was an offensive assistant head coach. Ted Ginn Jr. will coach the if I'm looking at this right here, the new Columbus team that was supposed to be coached by Todd Haley. He turned it down. So I want to let everyone know that. And also Rick Neuheisel is back in the fold, coaching again. He will be coaching it looks like he's coaching the Dallas. They changed from Arlington to Dallas instead this year. The DC Defenders. Shannon Harris, Ricky Prohl is making his coaching debut with the St. Louis Battlehawks. Anthony Beckett moves to Orlando. And we got Chris Redman as the head coach. And guess what? He's going to be coaching the new Louisville team. All right. And then Kevin Sumlin, I don't know why he still has a job. He's a terrible coach. But, I don't know why, but he's a horrible coach. So, but anyway, Kevin Sumlin with Houston. Leo, go ahead. Start with you, UFL.
Well, I think what the UFL did was they wanted to get name recognition with their coaches. I know that's why they moved Anthony Beck down to Orlando. They wanted to make sure.
And Stoops I noticed Stoops is gone. Stoops was in there, yeah.
Yeah, and you got Ricky Prohl going to St. Louis. Hello. Well, that's it. That's a match made in heaven. So yeah, they're trying to create some interest within the community by bringing in a coach that has recognition in that community. So, I'm giving them a lot of credit here because they're making an attempt to get this up and running.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And actually just surviving, Leo. I mean, they've had their ups and downs. They made some bad decisions, having everybody play in one stadium, and then having the Maulers play in we're in Canton or something, and then having other teams, Philly, travel all the way to Detroit. And I mean, it was just ridiculous.
And the worst thing, Ralph, that happened to them was COVID, because the USFL was starting to get traction.
It was,
and then COVID hit, and that was all she wrote.
Oh, I know. COVID really did a number on that. I agree with you on that. Pensman, go ahead. UFL, the coaching for the UFL this year. Go.
You can play football, but can you actually coach football?
Yeah, that's a good question.
A.J. McCarron, can he actually coach football? He's a good quarterback. He was average.
He was a great quarterback with the Battlehawks last year.
I'm just saying, can he actually coach football? Like, you can have the X's and the O's and the schemes, but Deshaun Jackson was a phenomenal player, but as a coach, I don't know.
All right, Brian
I
Pettit.
don't,
Go
I
ahead.
don't, I don't like the coach of that though.
All right, good, Brian.
I like this is going to be a good matchup right here. You got Ted Gwynn Jr. versus Kevin Sullivan. That's going to be a good matchup, and when it comes around, and there's some good coaches out there. It's like Pinson said, can you do the X's and O's? You know, we've seen Sullivan do this a lot of times.
Hey, Rod Woodson was
what,
the coach
Ralph?
of the Las Vegas team. He didn't do anything. Heinz
Yeah.
Ford stunk up the joint at San Antonio. I mean, you know.
Yeah. You know what, guys? I don't know if you heard this on the Rich Eisen show yesterday, but he had on Marshall Faulk. And
Yeah,
Marshall
I saw
Faulk
that.
had the most prolific statement when he talked about coaching. He was told when he first started, coach them up to their expectation, not your expectation. What can they do, not what you could do? And he said, that changed my philosophy completely. And that's huge. And that may be why a lot of these great players have trouble coaching, because they're looking at a guy that can't do what they did.
What they
And
did,
they
right.
can't-
Yeah.
They can't change it.
Yeah. And they're trying to shove a square peg into a round hole, and that doesn't work out either. So, you know, and a lot of them do that. All right. Let's move on here, guys. The Olympics is here. What is your favorite sport this year in the Winter Olympics? And I know what Pensman's is. It's hockey. So, I want to say that. So there you go. Me, if you like my personal opinion, the two that I like are hockey, and I like the downhill skiing. I like that. And the bobsledding's not too bad either. So
I like snowboarding as well.
yeah, snowboarding can be okay. Yeah, that'll be a good one. All right, Leo, what's your favorite sports for the Winter Olympics?
Oh God, it's got to be hockey. I mean,
Hockey.
this is, and again, probably only because they let the NHL guys in, because they take this seriously. The Four Nations thing was a breath of fresh air for All-Star games. And I don't know, guys, if you saw the Florida-Tampa Bay game Thursday night, you know, a hockey game started, and then the WWE took over. I mean, it was bizarre. But when you look at what's going on now, I mean, Tampa Bay is 19-1-1 in their last 21 games. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Leo, did you see the Tampa Bay mascot got the chair for the penalty box?
Yeah. Thunderbug tried to put the chair in there. I think they had like 5 in one and 4 in the other, and it was just it was like watching a circus show. But
here you go. Here's a chair for you.
And you know what? I enjoy the cross country skiing, just to watch somebody try to ski over a mountain, literally. That's nuts. And then
I like the downhill. That's what I like, the downhill skiing. I like that.
That's just go fast, turn right.
All right. Pensman's hockey, and I don't know if he likes anything else. So, but anyway.
I like
Hey,
I
Brian,
like
that's what the
snowboarding.
downhill is, isn't it? NASCAR on skis?
Exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, downhills on skis.
Yeah. All right. Pensman, go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I said I like hockey, of course. I cover the men's and the women's hockey. If you guys do not know who I am the Sports Nuts NHL expert. So that's what my title is for that. But I cover the men's and women's. I did the face-off, but I also like snowboarding as well. And there's a couple other events that I tune into, but hockey is my number one thing I tune into the Olympics, the Winter Olympics at least. But back to you, Ralph.
All right.
Hey, Ralph, real quick. And Pensman, I want to go to you. I've never seen a sport that changes names just because you're on backwards on a sled or forward on a sled. I mean,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, you see that?
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my!
Hey, Ralph, I got a couple.
Yeah, good.
We always, you like the downhill skiing. How about this one, the archery with the skiing also, where they got to climb up a mountain and do all that. So that's one of mine.
Yeah, that's challenging as well.
That's challenging as well, where you got to climb it and then you got to skate down there and then you got to shoot a gun, archery bow into a target, and it's freezing cold. I wonder how that affects everything.
There's a great story. There's a great story with that from the last Winter Olympics. One of the guys, I think it may have been a woman, got disqualified because when she got to the last target, she went to the wrong lane. Hit the bullseye right in the middle every time.
Yeah,
they
there you go.
disqualified her.
There you
I
go.
mean, that's like you're running the New York Marathon, and somebody directed you in the wrong direction. I mean, come on.
Oh wow, there you go. All right, let's get into we have the we're going to get to our local segment here real soon here, but I want to say this this week the assistant coaches for the Steelers have finally come together. Mike McCarthy has everybody together. Also, I wanted to let everyone know Greg Gattuso is now the defensive line coach, top defensive assistant for Penn State. He was the head coach at Albany, and he took Albany to 2 championships when he was there. So now he's the defensive assistant at Penn State. I want to let everyone know that as well. And the River Hounds have started their season, their preseason this month, and their season starts in March and April. And pitchers and catchers report for baseball coming up in February this year. Everybody is going to tell us what their thoughts are on their Major League Baseball team. All right, let's do that right now. We'll start with Leo, Tampa Bay Rays. Are they playing at home this year, Leo, or are they in New York Yankees home facility?
They're going to be over at the Trop, which is great. They'll have a stadium because it'll have a roof. Hey, that's barring any more hurricanes that we may have.
Right?
Who knows? But the big talk now is the proposed stadium that's going to be right across the street from Raymond James. There is a huge area that they're using for parking that they're going to turn into a stadium and an entertainment center. If they do this, it'll be great. But my sources tell me if this gets turned down, the Rays may move out of town. Because there is no other place that makes sense other than this. And it's going to be at least a 3-year project to get it built. The governor was down. The commissioner, Manla, was down. They're looking to push this through. The problem is, guys, and again, the days of giving owners free stadiums with tax dollars, that's over.
It's over. It's starting to be over, right?
Let's
take a look at Oakland. Let's take a look at Oakland, California.
You may get the voters to agree to a 50-50, a 60-40,
right.
But tax dollars for that, not happening. So they're going to have to come up with some creative ways to sell the voters on that, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Daytona Rays now.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, no, they're turning everybody down. They're turning everybody down. Let's look at Jacksonville. Jacksonville made the Cons pay for their stadium. You know what I mean? They told the Cons, we're not giving you anything, and the Cons are paying for their own stadium. They get it rebuilt.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you do that? I mean, look what Jerry Jones did. He built Jerry's World down there. He's reaping all the revenue.
All the revenue, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I get it that a lot of people were disgruntled with some of these owners. They make a lot of money. I get that, but you know what? Sometimes you got to watch what you're doing with this stuff, and you got to be very careful. You lose tax money if they pull out. You also lose business at your restaurants and bars that are around the area. It's good for the economy. It's good for tax base. It's good for a lot of that. And, when you turn down stadiums like that, I get that. But, Brian, your favorite Major League Baseball team, go ahead. What do you think they're going to do this year? Go.
The Chicago Cubs. So, I think they'll win about 60 to something. I think they'll be about a base 500 this year. I haven't really kept up with them, but I'm going to have to eventually, this coming weeks, because I know baseball is right around the corner. So, I know that they made a big trades, this year, getting rid of their best baseball hitter. And I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm going to have to get into that, but I think they'll be base 500 this year. And, that's just the way the Cubs are usually.
Oh yeah. All right. Thank you, Brandon Keeler. Anthony Davis out for the season for the Washington Wizards. So that's going to be a big hit for them. And so there you are with that. All right. Thank you again, Brandon Keeler, for that and watching as well. And thank you, everybody out here who's watching today and tuning in on KFC Radio in Terrell, Texas. One thing I wanted to bring up to everyone here real quick, why I have everyone's attention span here for a minute. Let me see if I can find it here. Nope. I don't have the banner yet for it, but KFC Radio, I will be broadcasting the Ralph's Opinion Show every Monday through Friday at 1:00, starting on the 16th of February. So 1:00 p.m. KFCE Radio in Terrell, Texas, the 5:50 a.m. And also, I wanted to let everyone know as well that all of our programming here is uploaded onto their radio station as well. And Leo, I want to thank Amped Up Sports for letting us upload all my sports
Hey, Ralph,
shows and stuff on.
Ralph, before you go on, why don't you pay a few bills?
I don't use I don't have the commercials on my podcast anymore because
Okay.
in order for it to be uploaded onto KFCE, I can't have any commercials. So I don't have any on the podcast anymore. So they're
Okay.
commercial free. Just announcements of my shows. That's about it.
That'll work.
And promote the Sports Nuts, Pensman, Brian Pettit. We all do all different types of things. I'm going to be putting out more Ralph reports. You guys are going to hear about that. Don't forget, coming up real soon. I don't know when. I'm waiting for the radio station to work out the legal and put the contract together. I will be broadcasting my Ralph Williams show on Mondays at 1:00 on 620 WKHB in Pittsburgh, and Friday at 3:00. And this is coming real soon here. 6:20 a.m. WKHB, the Sports Corner Radio Show will be on Friday and Saturday, starting coming up real soon in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm waiting for the station to give me my contract and we get it signed and get rolling. So,
hey, Ralph, before you go on, Brian, I got a question. Has
Yeah.
anything come out of that debacle with Clemson and Ole Miss? All I'm doing is script.
Nothing. I haven't heard a peep out of it. Nothing.
And I'll tell you what, if they don't do something, either the SEC or the NCAA, it's Katie barred the door, because basically what that's saying is any athlete that was in the portal, you can go after at any time. So in the middle of a season, if that kid was in the portal and came to your place, you could lose them. And the fact that nothing's being done is absurd.
Well, that's the NCAA, Leo. You know that nothing gets done anyway. I mean, how many times we've had the debate about NIL and transfer portal? They don't do nothing. They don't care.
But you know what
it's all about money.
NCAA stands for, guys?
What's that?
No cojones at all.
There you go. That's great. That's the way it is. All right, let's go into Pensman, your favorite baseball team. Let's get into the New York Yankees.
Sorry for off the camera. I had to take care of something. USA Hockey just started, so I had to take care of what I cover. So I just want to let everybody know that too. It's 0-0, by the way. But the New York Yankees, they made moves. They signed Paul Goldschmidt back, 1-year deal for $12 million also. So we'll see what happens. They got Bellinger back, so we'll see what happens with the Yankees. We'll see if they can compete against Toronto. Toronto is a hard team to compete against. We'll see what happens to them. So I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see what happens. We're still searching for number 28, guys. Let's get that. Let's get number 28 this year. So let's see what happens.
All right. Pittsburgh Pirates went on, got a few good, decent free agents. Went on, got reliever Soto. And I think the pitching staff, starting pitching looks pretty good. But here's what Don Kelly has to do. Don Kelly's got to let his pitchers pitch. Don't take your guy out just because he gives up 4 runs in the second inning and you immediately take him out and tire out your bullpen. That is what Derek Sheldon did. And my question here is, what is Derek Sheldon going to do in Minnesota? Because he is now the new manager with the Minnesota Twins. And you know something? I'm anxious to see if it was Derek Sheldon or was it the talent that messed up the Pirates. That's going to be my question. All right, because I got to find out whether or not Derek Sheldon can actually manage. Okay, Now he's going to another small market team in the Twins, and he's going to try to, resurrect that team there. And we're going to find out what he does there. But I'm waiting to see what Don Kelly does. Don Kelly has a good reputation. This will be his full season as manager. We will find out. Andrew McCutchen's about to get re-signed. So the Pirates, they don't look too bad this year. But, and they need a third baseman because they traded away Key Brian Hayes and got rid of that lengthy contract for a guy who has a bad back. And the only thing he can contribute is his arm and no bat. So, I was actually kind of glad we got rid of him, but now we don't have a third baseman. So
let's be honest, Ralph. The Pirates have to lock in that pitcher for life.
Skeens,
Skeens get away.
He's already turned down 2 extensions, Leo. Him and Jarrett Jones both turned down extensions. They've already turned them down.
What does it need to happen? What needs to happen?
They need to win.
What needs to happen is they need to come to New York.
No, they need to win.
To New York.
That needs to happen. No, Pensman. I'm sorry. I'm tired of us beating the Yankees. I really am. And Skeens has already turned down 2 extensions, and so has Jarrett Jones. So but Skeens has to get some assurances from this ownership group that they're going to start winning in order for him to stay. Because he wants to win. He wants to go to a World Series to add to his resume and everything else. All right, let's get started with our local. Leo, we'll start with you. Zach Robinson, new offensive coordinator down in Tampa. What's that looking like down there for the Buccaneers?
Well, I had a chance to sit in on that press conference, and he's from the Shawnee Bay School. It's going to be a lot of motion, a lot of shifting, a lot of pre-snap confusion for the defense. And that's what you're going to see. The Rams are the most movable team before the snap of anybody. And then look at who comes next. Guys that are from his coaching tree. That's going to happen. Now it's just a matter to sit around and see what happens when the legal tampering starts and the free agency starts for sure. We also got a big game Sunday. It's Salute to Service Day, and it's for first place in the American. Tulsa's coming to town. They're at first place, 8-2. USF is in second at 7-3. I expect the losing team to be in the 90s. It'll probably be like 98, 92, or 101 to 97.
Wow.
These teams put up points in buckets. So it's going to be a great game. The Lightning, I'll tell you what, they're probably madder than hell that they're going on this Olympic break because they've been hotter than a pistol. And the funny thing is, it's without Sorelli. It's without Point. Hedman's just coming back. So they're doing it with a bunch of different people. But, Pensman, I got to ask you this one.
Go ahead.
Kucherov gets abused every game. Why, when you talk about one of the top 5 players in the NHL, his name comes up. Why does he not get the protection that Matthews and McKinnon and McDavid get? Why do they just let them take, a free reign at Kucherov? I don't understand. And what I think John Cooper's going to do, he's going to start doing what the Flyers did with Bobby Clark. They're going to put Dave Schultz on that line. He's going to put Douglas or Finley out on that line with Kucherov.
They got Brandon Point. He's out, so Kucherov doesn't have anybody to protect him. He's out there by himself.
Right.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
If you have a Brashear or somebody like that back in the day, I'm saying Brashear as a defender though. Like if somebody gets hit, then somebody can come in and be like, "Yo, get off my teammate." But Tampa Bay, they don't have that yet. Tampa Bay is good.
Pat Maroon, and now they haven't been able
Tampa Bay is a good offensive team, but they don't have anybody that'll be like, "Oh, okay, Gensel, he's getting hit. Oh well."
Yeah, exactly.
All right. The reason for that, Leo, I believe, is the salary cap. I mean, back in the day when they didn't have the cap, when Mario Lemieux played, they went out and they got some bruisers to play on his line to protect him. And I've been saying this for years and years with the Penguins. That's why Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, get hurt all the time because they don't have nobody to protect their stars. But now that we have a defensive coach in Dan Muse, the Penguins are now starting to do some different things with this defensive setup that Dan Muse has. And other than Malkin being hurt this year, Crosby's been pretty stable in there and hasn't really gotten hurt much this year. And their defense looks a lot better than it has over many years. Brian, go ahead. Your NHL or your area. Go ahead.
My little area.
Clemson. What's going on with them?
Well, the basketball team's actually doing pretty good. They've only got like 4 losses during the whole entire season. That's pretty good. And they've only got 1 ACC loss. So that's pretty not big things, but a lot of things going around, all kinds of other wares. South Carolina basketball team's not doing so hot, but that's just the ruts going on around here, And we got rid of all the snow that we've had last week.
Yeah, I know.
That snow is
it's cold here too,
days.
man.
Well, it's supposed to be in one day this week. It's supposed to be in the 60s here. So yeah,
that's a heat wave, man. 40 degrees here will be a heat wave.
Break out the Speedos.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right, Pensman, go ahead. What's going on in your neck of the woods, as Al Roker would say?
Yeah, you covered most of it, but the Penguins, they're up and down. They're on a break. They hit their 70-point mark. Let's see if they can make the playoff push after the Olympic break here. Let's see how everybody heals up from that. Let's see what happens there. Balkin hasn't done much. Crosby, he got hurt the other night, but he came back after 15 minutes because during a faceoff, he got hit in the where he got his hernia surgery, and he went down with the knob of the stick, so he got hit, and then he went back to the locker room and came back and played the rest of the game, but took the wind knocked out of him for a little bit. But we'll see how the Penguins play. They've been up and down like the Pittsburgh has been for several years. Ralph and I know what that's like.
Yeah.
So Yankees, well, they're starting free agency. They're starting in the coming month, the 20th. They're starting soon. Duke, they're tearing it up. They're 21-1 right now, so we'll see how they play. They played North Carolina tonight, so we'll see what happens. There might be shorts of that later on, but we'll see. But we'll see what happens with Duke and North Carolina round 1 tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Best rivalry in college basketball, so we'll see what happens with that. That's what's going in my local.
All right, Pitt Panthers basketball team, men's team. Jeff Capel should be fired. But I'm going to explain why Narduzzi still has a job and why Jeff Capel still has a job. Because somebody in her infinite wisdom named Heather Lyke, our former athletic director, decided to go out and give these guys high buyouts. Okay? The university cannot afford to do the buyouts on neither one of these guys, and they're both signed till 2030. That's the sad part about all this. My question to Alan Green is, what are your plans to do something about it, Alan Green? Because this is your second year as our athletic director, and you've done nothing to solve the problem except tell Pat Narduzzi that he needed to win. He got his bowl game and saved his job by going 8-5 last year, okay, or this past season. Jeff Capel, on the other hand, it keeps getting worse and worse with him. And the real sad part about him is that he is supposed to be this great recruiter, and he's got all these assistant coaches that coached all over the place that were once head coaches somewhere else, including his brother, and can't get nothing done or accomplished. So I think it's time for Jeff Capel to hit the road. I think it's time for Pitt to get some backbone and start firing these guys. Narduzzi should have been fired anyway because he lost the bowl game, okay? I get it. You had a better record than you did the year before that, but you still, you know what I mean? All right. You saved your job. All right. Now we have to wait, 4 more years now before any one of these guys can get fired or leave the team because they have a high buyout, 3 years maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, that's unacceptable. It should be unacceptable to the Pitt alum. And Pitt, on the other hand, should be ashamed of themselves for not going around and taking up a collection from the alum. I reached out to some of my alum friends. I said, why don't you guys pitch in and help out here? Get rid of these coaches. I ain't doing that. Okay, well, then you know what? Good. Then you're going to continue to have mediocre football and bad basketball with a wasted facility up there in the Peterson Event Center. Also, Pitt made news this week. They are tarping the upper bowls of Acrisure Stadium, except for the bleacher section over by the other side of the end zone. All right, which is above the student section. So what they're doing is they are, they are going to tarp them because they don't sell out all the seats. It's no use. It looks bad on TV. And, Pitt, again, they're not drawing. They don't do anything. And it's getting sad. It really is. It's getting really, really sad. And
hey, Ralph, what's the predominant sport at Pitt right now? I have to say it's women's volleyball.
Women's volleyball. Yeah.
And they are really good.
And their lacrosse team, too, has done pretty good. So, but as far as the men's basketball and the women's basketball, hasn't been good since Agnes Baronato. So it's terrible. It's bad. And Alan Green was brought in from Tennessee, needs to do something, needs to get this done, needs to fire somebody. And, there's a couple names I'm going to throw out there. Pat Bostic, who is the color analyst for Pitt football games. He ought to be ashamed of himself because he's part of the athletic director's office there. He is an athletic director. Why can't he burn up Alan Green's phone or something and say, hey, Al, come on, man, we got to do something. We got to get this done. This is looking bad. Our university's looking bad. We got to get something done here. Get somebody in there that can recruit locally in the Pittsburgh area who have some of the best athletes in Western Pennsylvania. Get somebody in here that can coach that way and not piss them off. And let's start getting the same thing with basketball. Let's get somebody in here who not only can coach but can recruit. Let's get Jeff Capelot. Maybe he'll go back to Duke and coach under the current coach because he didn't get Mike Krzyzewski's job because he stunk up the joint up at Pitt. So there you go. All right.
That was John Shire from the start. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Yeah, if he thinks he had any chance, well, I don't know what Jack's thinking.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's do our final thoughts and tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. Pensman, start with you. Go ahead.
My final thoughts is great show, but I'm watching USA Hockey right now. It's 0-0 right now. They're playing Finland, more shorts. USA, Canada, and Switzerland, they're playing at 3:10. Look forward to that. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm doing everything possible to cover every game I could possibly think of. Please tune into the Sports Nuts as well, and all of us as well. Amp Up Sports, Ralph Williams, and you can find me on all social media platforms.
All right, Brian Pettit.
You can find me on multiple platforms like Facebook, YouTube, all the other ones. So, that's it.
All right, Leo Haggerty.
Ditto with us. We're hoping to start a podcast with former NFL quarterback Seneca Wallace. We're almost to a point where we're going to start that, a weekly 30-minute podcast. Just to sit down and let's talk football with a guy who's been there and done that. So, we're really excited about that down here. USF men and women basketball, they're rolling. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with when they get to the American tournament. Brian Hartline, the new coach, we met with him this week. And I'll tell you what, it's so sad right now. Because if you're not in a Power 4 conference, you're the minor leagues because you're just grooming players that somebody's going to take. And that's a sin because they just don't have the money and the NCAA isn't going to create a cap. So, it's what it is. We're just going to have to grin and bear it.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely. Hey, Ralph, I forgot one thing.
Go ahead.
You can find me and Ralph on Draft Nation as well. If you follow Draft Nation,
all my shows, all my sports shows are uploaded on the DraftNation.com.
And you never know. You might see me at an event at Draft Nation coming up. So you never know. And you might see Ralph here too at an event too. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So all right.
Is that with Joe Kuklis, guys?
What's that?
Is that with Joe? Draft Nation?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, Joe. Yeah. I like to try to get him on the show here. We haven't had him on for a while. But anyway, and also Fan First Sports Network. You can catch my shows. I'll be uploading them on there. And I'm working on getting on a few other networks as well. So RW Media Productions, along with the Sports Nuts, Pensman, Leo Haggerty, and the rest of us, we're all expanding. We're all looking to do good things. Please, by all means, subscribe to all of our channels. We have some great content out there. And those of you down in Terrell, Texas, and all across the United States, KFCE Radio coming February 16th. The Ralph's Opinion Show every Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock. And on the weekends, all my sports programming gets uploaded onto the network. So I just want to let you know also the Wrestle Talk Show Tuesday. Also, we have the Sports Corner Radio Show this afternoon, 2 to 3 p.m. There it is with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. We got a lot to talk about, including the Super Bowl. Real quick, guys. Who you taking the Super Bowl, Leo? Go ahead.
I'm taking Seattle, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. And Ralph, you got to tell people what happened at the Royal Rumble. Who won?
Well, yeah, exactly. Okay. Who won? Pensman said he won.
The fans won, right?
The fans won. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The fans won the Royal Rumble. You got that right. But anyway, yeah, I will tell you who won the Royal Rumble on Tuesday when we last Tuesday. Go ahead, Pensman.
Go ahead. I'm just joking around. You said you'll take care of it on Tuesday. So
yeah,
I won't
Tuesday I will. Well, I already told everybody who won the Royal Rumble last Tuesday, but we'll go into it this Tuesday. Liv Morgan won the women's thing. The women's Royal Rumble, and and the men's Roman Reigns won that. He won that.
That's why I'm going like this.
Yeah, exactly. No, acknowledge me. So there you go.
Yeah, that's why that's why I'm going like this for.
Acknowledge me. Yeah, there you go.
So I got the Seahawks. That's me.
All right. Pensman, go ahead real quick.
I got Seattle, but this guy or whoever this is, Seattle will dog walk New England. I don't think that will be that's not going to happen. I'm telling you that right now. New England is going to make it. What Mike Vrabel did with that offense and what he did to Drake May made him a better player. New England's going to come out and they're going to play. Their defense is going to play as hard as they can. Seattle is going to play hard. I think their defense is better than Richard Sherman's defense, the Legion of Doom, or whatever it was called. I think that defense is better. I think that defense is better than that right now. So we're going to be a back and forth game, not a dog walk.
All right, Brian Pettit, go ahead. Who do you think?
I'm going Seattle.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks myself. So let everyone know.
And last thing, guys, here's my prediction. This game is going to turn on an injury. That's a sad thing, but and last thing, guys, here's my prediction. This game is going to turn on an injury. That's a sad thing, but somebody agrees with me.
You're not
all
wrong.
Right, guys. All right, for Pensman Sports, Brian Pettit and Leo Haggerty. I'm Ralph Williams. Till next Saturday, have yourself a great one. And please, by all means, be safe and be careful. Be careful. Don't get sloshed and drunk and go drive your car and crash into somebody. Please be very careful. Be responsible and be responsible partying and whatever it is you're doing for the Super Bowl. And please, by all means, be safe. Till next time, have a good one. Thank you, everybody.